Good morning and welcome to Sharversations. I am Charlene Robinson, and as you know, I am a mental health counselor as well as a pastoral counselor and LCAS-A, which is a substance abuse expert. And I've created this forum every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock so that we can discuss our mental health. I know during the shutdown, and some of us are still not going out, so I just want to erase the stigma of mental health because we as a people do struggle with depression, anxiety, and the like. So today we're talking about freeing yourself, letting go. So I hope you brought your coffee with you or your choice of drink. This is one I got from Hershey Park. You know I love chocolate. Nothing like coffee in the morning. Although some of you may do tea or a smoothie or some kind of, drink in the morning. Hopefully a healthy one. Yes. So is coffee healthy? I don't know. Jury's still out on that. The song in the background came from the Django soundtrack. And it's talking about freedom. Because the title of this is Free Yourself, Letting Go. All right, let's get started. All right, so what am I talking about? How to let go. That's freeing yourself. How to let go. How do you let go of people? How do you let go of unhealthy practices? How do you let go of those things that are holding you down and keeping you from accomplishing all that God has called you to do? So, how to let go. Let's talk about how to let go of people you love, or how you let go of someone who you just need to let go of because maybe they are taking up too much space or they're draining you. Sometimes after you talk to some people on the phone, you feel like you need a nap. Okay, so clinging to a friend who has become toxic, holding on to memories from a relationship, a past relationship, we all do it. But why do we have so much trouble letting go? I know a lot of my clients, that's one of the things they have trouble with is letting go and moving on. We like to hold on to things, situations, and especially people, because in a way it's fulfilling. There's comfort in familiarity and justification, even when it's rooted in a negative experience. Wow. That is so not good for your mental health. You have to know when it's time to let go of a person. Sometimes we use the past to justify our current decisions, and that's not healthy either, because it prevents you from achieving your true potential because you're making decisions based on a past experience. Okay, let's use an example for a job. Let's say the job that you go to or you used to go to, and it's probably the reason why you quit because it was toxic. And you go because you're getting a paycheck. So you base your decision on staying because of that paycheck. And then another opportunity comes along and it's like, that sounds good, but I know, this is familiar. I don't want to go and change and learn something new. Oh my God, suppose I'm not, successful. We have all these thoughts that go through our mind, but then we're basing our decision on past experience and we're not willing to step out of our comfort zone. Okay. So that's one reason why we don't want to let go, because it's familiar. All right, so how do we let go of toxic people? Even if it's someone that you love, someone that you've built a deeper connection with or you've shared your life with, people who know me from Jersey know my whole life, especially family. And it's likely that that'll be one of the hardest things you'll have to do. And sometimes letting go is not necessarily meant that they're still alive. Sometimes they've passed on and it's hard for you to let go. All right, so in many cases it's necessary to let go. You have to in order to unlock the life that you deserve. I know I even told my husband, it was funny, my dad was one of those guys that no God was good enough for him, for his daughter. And Mom told me, she said, listen, you can date all you want, but marry, not until he gone. And I was like, really, Mom? But hey, that's how fathers are about their daughters. But here's the thing. Learning when it's time to let go is the most difficult part of this whole process. Though each relationship is different, most find that it's time to end things when the relationship causes them more pain than pleasure, or when trust has eroded to the point where the romance can't be rekindled. I don't know how many people I've known that stayed in marriages that they knew were over a long time ago. Deciding how to let go becomes easier when you are certain the time has come and that your future happiness depends on a new start. Now, those last two words right there, new start, is what usually hinders a lot of people when it comes to letting go. Can I get an amen? Mm-hmm. All right. So here's the thing. Will you live inside your story or let go and move on? That's a Selah moment. Let me have a sip of coffee on that one. All right. So your story is what you tell yourself to justify your decisions. Letting go and moving on doesn't mean that you have to negate the truth. It is, in fact, true, but don't let that influence your current path. Okay, if you're on a path and you're going and you're moving up and you're moving on, things are going wonderful, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about the past again. And then you go back down that rabbit hole. Is that a good place to be? No, it is not. All right, you have to be able to let go. Letting go and moving on. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Come on now. Letting go is a process. Yes, there's that word again, process. And I know at one point I said, I wish that word was not in the English language anymore. I'm so sick of that word, process. You got to go through the process. Yes, you do. It is a process. Even if deep down you know they weren't right for you in the first place. Oh my goodness. All right. So, letting go of a relationship. I'm going to read this. I read this section here. This is the article, How to Let Go of Someone. This is really good. When a relationship ends, it's common to feel incredible amounts of anger and resentment toward your ex, especially if you weren't the one that decided to end it. Maybe at first you felt righteous about it. Okay, like the anger was helping you move forward. However, after some time has passed, you start to see that it was unhealthy for you. You know, they always say that, 20/20 vision, in the hindsight is awesome. However, after some time has passed, you see that it wasn't healthy for you and you're not sure how to let go of someone you love and move on with your life. I find a lot of my clients get stuck, when it comes to letting go of a relationship. They get stuck. And I have at least two people right now who are dealing with, a relationship. One left voluntarily. One, they didn't even know they were getting left. Okay. And you have to go through that process of just, okay, you got to mourn the relationship. And of course, we always are overthinking. What did I do? Was it me? What did I do? What did I do wrong? What should I do better? Calm down. Because, of course, you do have some accountability. And then there's other times when it's totally the other person. It has nothing to do with you. All right. So how do we free ourselves? That's what this whole thing is about. Letting go and freeing ourselves. So how do we do it? All right. First, we have to understand that relationships you thought were going to be different than the ones that you actually have. Now, you can have a relationship and, okay, this is different. This is new. This is good. This is wonderful. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't sign up for this. Where'd this come from? Okay. But you have to recognize, first of all, there's two people in a relationship and they're both uniquely different. Even though you may have some similarities and have some things in common, sure. But you're still individuals. Okay? Sometimes you just gotta stop. Just let yourself, just relax. All right. So don't be invested in the outcome when it comes to dealing with people because it often leads to disappointment. Sometimes we have these high expectations of our friends and our relationships and nobody can live up to maybe your standards. Okay. So sometimes you got to lower the bar. I'm not saying bring it all the way down. Don't misinterpret me. But sometimes there's compromise in every relationship, in a friendship, in a marriage. there's in family relationships, there's always compromise. And you've got to be able to just adjust, just flow, just flex. And sometimes we don't like that word change. Not at all. But guess what? We have to learn how to change because change is part of life. The only constant is change. All right. Don't live in chains. Chains like the chains that bind you. When you have the key. Ooh. Okay. We live with self-limiting beliefs that we let define who we are. That's not healthy. Okay. I mean, and when I say change, I don't mean just physical change. I'm talking about mental change. Okay. And what goes on in our minds. Our own minds can just bind us up. And sometimes we have to have someone from the outside to be objective, to be able to give you a different perspective and give you a paradigm shift. Oh, I never thought of it that way. Well, you never allowed yourself to think of it that way. And sometimes a solution can come from anywhere. You could be in a grocery store and somebody say, this is what I do with this meat. And you'd be like, I didn't think okay. You can learn from anybody. You just have to be open. All right. So let go of the idea that you can control other people's actions. Woo! I'm going to have some coffee on that one. We're going to talk about that one. Okay. People are going to be people. People are going to do what they do. People are who they are. You cannot change another person. The only person you can change is you. All right. We can only have control over ourselves and how we act. Exactly. Only worry about and what you think of yourself. Ooh, that's a good one. Because as a man thinks, so is he. So if you think that you're inadequate, if you think that you can't do or complete a task, if I think that I'm not going to be able to pass this test, then I've already failed. Okay? But I'm going in with the mindset, I'm going to ace this test. Okay? And I've done that before. It was amazing to everybody because I was the first one finished with this test. It was medical administration. When I worked in a group home, I had to administer medication. So, and this is the second time I took the test. I had taken it the year before. And I passed that one too. But the second time, this following year when I took it, I completely aced it. And they were all shocked, like, whoa. Because I went in with the mindset, look, this is the same test I took last year. I'm going to ace this test this time. So when I go in to take this NCE test for my counseling license for the state, I'm going to ace it. Okay. All right. But so as a man thinks, so is he. Is that not the truth? All right. So leave room for mistakes. Okay. Because you're not perfect. There's only one perfect being on this earth, and it ain't you. And it's not me. Okay. We're going to make mistakes. And, I've listened to all the advice about studying for this test, and they just said, listen, if you get to a question and you have no idea what the answer is, flag it and move on. Don't try to guess it, because then when you're going to go back and you're going to change the answer, it's going to be wrong. So, but even with that test, it's 200 questions. I only have to pass 120, but I'm going with the mindset that I'm going to pass all 200. So if I do miss a few questions, or if I do make a few mistakes, I can still pass. Same thing in life. There's going to be times when you learn a new task or you're in a new job, and you're going to make a mistake. And of course, somebody's going to tell you. And it's how you receive it. They're not attacking you personally. They just want you to do the job right. All right. Anyway, somebody's dealing with that somewhere, I'm sure. Accept the things you cannot change. Oh my. There's another part of letting go that people really don't want to hear it. And I deal with it with recovering addicts all the time. Oh, and what is the serenity prayer? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. That's in the first line. Acceptance is not that difficult. It really isn't. You just have to have that mindset. You can do it. Like I said, flex. Okay. All right. Oh, here's another one of letting go. And this is what I'm going to have to do as I get closer to my test date, is stay off of social media. Okay? Especially if you're dealing with a divorce, a broken relationship, even if you've lost a person that you love in death. Sometimes you got to stay off the social media. I had an incident where it triggered a mother. It was one of her family members posted a picture of her deceased daughter, and when she saw it, she freaked. Okay, because sometimes people have those memories, but they don't necessarily want to see them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, let's say, for me, Mother's Day is a trigger. Okay. And let's just say my cousin decided to post a picture of my mom on that day. Now, if she did it for her birthday, it probably wouldn't bother me. But on Mother's Day, it would trigger me, and I would be in the bed. You know what I mean? So sometimes we have to be sensitive. We have to be, help people, especially when you're grieving, or especially when you're healing. Stay off of social media. Just get off. Just give it a break. I know that hurts some folk. All right. Don't take yourself too seriously. That's another one. Sometimes life is serious enough. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. Like, I forgot. I think I saw something on TV or a movie. Sometimes I watch these documentaries. Sometimes, especially those relating to my field, and it's so heavy. And it's like, I need to watch a comedy. I need to laugh. I need to see something that's gonna make me laugh, because oh my God, that was heavy. Okay. Because life is heavy, and you have got to be able to just laugh, just relax, find something to do. Like, I got a new coloring book in the mail. You would have thought I was a little 5-year-old kid. I was like, "Whoa, I got my coloring book." Okay. And I was in the middle of working, mind you. Thank God I'm working from home. I stopped everything. I had to color that flower. Okay. All right. Don't judge me. Anyway, do what scares you. Okay. Take the limits off. Take a risk. Life is short. You only come this way one time. Don't be in your 60s, 70s, 80s and be like, you know what? I should have took that dance class. I should have did this. I should have wrote that book. You know where all the greatest treasures are? And I forgot what story this is. I think it's in the one, I can't think of the name of the book, but it's about, anyway. But it said the greatest treasures are in the graveyard of all the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Okay. All right. Express what works for you. All of this is part of letting go. Okay. Allow yourself to feel negative emotions. It's going to happen. Get angry. I got a couple pillows in my office that I can punch around and throw around. It won't hurt nothing. I mean, sometimes it gets like that. You got to scream in a pillow. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, here's the last one, and it's not least. Learn forgiveness, and especially forgive yourself, and give yourself some time. Letting go is, like I said, is a process, but you've got to be able to forgive you. Okay? Yes, you've done some wrong things. Okay. But we're human. We're still living in this crazy life. We're still on this crazy journey called life. So you got to give yourself some time and forgive you. Get in the mirror and say, you know what? You done messed up a few times, too many times, but I forgive me because I'm still human. All right. So let go and move on. This is a chance to grow and to live. Okay. Know that refusing to let go is not going to bring that person back. And if you're holding on to hurt, it keeps you from enjoying life. Let it go. And if you can't do it by yourself, then ask your higher power. Ask the Lord, the universe, whoever you ask, to give you that strength. Say, look, I need to get healed from this. I need this thing to pass. I need it to go. Okay? That's all you have to do. Face what happened. Accept that you cannot change it. Okay? And move on. Move forward. Keep going. Just go do it. And appreciate the lesson. The growth and other doors will open. New opportunities that you can begin to write a whole new story. Okay? Don't allow something that happened in the past to hold you captive in the future. Just stop. Life is too short for that. I mean, this whole past year was a year anniversary of the coronavirus and quarantine and all that this week. Okay, I pray that you learned something while you were sitting home, that you weren't just home twiddling your thumbs trying to figure it out. Okay, I pray that you learned, you started something, you took a class, you did something that you always wanted to do, like I did. I started waving praise flags. I'm waiting for some new flags now. I'm so excited. Okay, you have to make happiness is in here. It's in you. You've got to create your own happy place. I think I even mentioned that once in my counseling, but you got to find your happy place. Okay, life is not always full of joy and it's not always angry either. But you've got to find your personal happy place. Okay? All right. Well, thank you so much. That's all I got. Just listen, free yourself. That's what the message is. Free yourself. Okay? All right. Thank you for coming to Sharversations. I'll see you next week. This will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. You'll see it there. God bless you.